The earlier story of ECG's mobilization drive and take you through some of the pressing demands on ECG. My colleague Elton Broby joins me via Zoom for more on this. Elton, you have intercepted some documents on ECG's debt issues and demands on them.
Well, Aisha, so what we have is the debt portfolio for all the power producers, ECG inclusive, Gridco, VRA, and the rest. Now, as it relates to ECG, there are three key issues that's confronting it right now. Now, remember that they are in town collecting around 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. That translates to almost 500 million US dollars. Now, we is also demanding $600 million from ECG. And then the independent power producers, according to the documents as we have, is also demanding 1.4 billion US dollars. Now, the independent power producers, they have refused to restructure this debt. Government wrote to them asking that they restructure the debts. But the independent power producers wrote back to government saying that they will not do so, which means that ECG or government will now have to find the money and pay them. Now, ECG books doesn't look so good. Even as they went to the market to secure 1 billion Ghana cedis, they were able to get only 500 million Ghana cedis, which now put their finances in some kind of a difficulty, because the IPP on one side is they are threatening that they may have to switch up their plans if they don't get the money that they require. They went into an agreement with ECG some time back to pay them 50 million Ghana cedis every month for God knows how long. They'll be able to pay this money to offset the 1.4 billion US dollars. So that is our standard. There's also demand from Gridco, and there's also a demand from the Gui Power Authority. All of this, comes in a circle of what government is seeking to do in terms of the IMF bailout, and then the demand on government to ensure that these state-owned enterprises are profit-making entities. So that's the more reason why, according to ECG, they are in town making sure that those who owe them pay this money.
The document. Go ahead, Elton.
So actually, I was talking about the fact that from ECG's own perspective, they claim that they've identified 4.5 million customers. Now, the sad thing about this is that they are losing 1 billion Ghana cedis every year because of power theft. This they have identified. Now, people are also crying for ECG meters. ECG says that they don't have the money to even procure and import meters. In the last 1 year, they've not done so, which is giving rise to people to now go in for fake meters. They've identified 20,000 fake meters alone in the Greater Accra East, and they are working to address. So this is the situation they find themselves in this document that we have.
The document also reveals operational lapses in ECG's books.
Exactly. So they say that they are losing 1 billion Ghana cedis every year due to power theft. They've also identified 1.5 million of their customers, but some of them have undertaken, illegal connections, and they are not getting the money that they require. They need to supply meters to homes. Because of financial constraints, they are unable to do so. In the last 1 year, they've not been able to bring in meters, and they've identified 20,000 illegal meters in circulation only in the eastern part of Greater Accra region. And this they are doing to ensure that they turn around their fortune. Now, what they have proposed is for an upward review of the tariff set by QRC for ECG. In fact, they've gone further to say that there should be a dollar component in the tariff review, such that they'll be able to collect and pay in dollars, especially those they owe in dollars, like the IPPs, we, and the rest. And then instead of the quarterly review, they are proposing a monthly review of tariff.
So in the interim, what is the ECG doing to ensure that their customers pay their debts?
So, for example, out of the 5.7 billion Ghana cedis that they set out to collect, from their managing director, they've collected 2.5 billion Ghana cedis. Now, the rest of the 2.5, from what we've been told, is becoming extremely difficult to collect, because some are owed by government institutions, including the military and the Ghana police and other, including Ghana Water as well. Now, they've written to government to say that if you are giving, for example, budgetary allocation to the military and the police, the components that they should use to pay electricity, pay that money to GRA, so that ECG, that will go to meet ECG's tax obligations to GRA. So instead of giving the money to the Ghana military or the police to come and pay the electricity bill. Government should rather give that money to GRA to represent ECG's tax obligation. This is a proposal they put before government, and they're hoping that government will come to here. Secondly, they are looking at exploring the possibility of allowing the private sector to collect their debt for them under a specialized incentive package that they want to roll out in the coming days.
Elton Brobe, with those details, we are certainly monitoring what happens with the ECG. We'll bring you more as we get them. The trade union.